Anybody else out there, like me, looking at that win rate for Mohamed Light and going, what a ridiculous human being? I agree. But check out the work done on this side as well. Rising Sun Esports. Griko and Ta doing some great work. Hello, everybody. I'm Rich Slayton. This is the playoffs, the finals for GKR. And you might have seen the really phenomenal information that we got for Shock-13 here looking at Rising Sun Esports. Little different take on the bans. Shock mostly banning, or Calalas mostly banning Miner and Hog here. Fishboy and Mega Knight being the big bans for Rising Sun Esports. I see some people saying SK Calalas too OP. I agree. Mo absolute genius. Yeah. I wonder what Mo Light knows that we don't. How is the bro so cracked? Well, keep in mind, folks, he's just one player. Just one player on this team of Shock-13. So will he be able to carry hard? We'll see. Tossing plastic. Taking a break from hitting the courses. Out here watching some Clash Royale. Hey, send me a DM, Tossing Plastic, or an email. I got something I want to show you. A lot of people in the building for this one. And this will be our first playoff match of the day, folks. Shock-13 versus Rising Sun Esports. A very big one for Rising Sun. And I don't think Shock-13 and Shock-13 are the same thing, to answer Zenko the Joker's question. First matchup of the day. Calalas and Rising Sun. The opening set, which will be the 3v3 BO1s, will be Lucas versus Airsurfer, Vitor, I believe, versus Griko. And then Mugi versus Ta. I think that's what the order is. All the names on the... Oh, no, that's not going to be Mugi. All the names on my... No, it's got to be Mugi, yeah. All the names on my sheet are in Japanese rather than their English names. So, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't read Japanese. I can recognize some of the names. Like, I know what Mugi's name looks like. I think I know who that's Griko. That might be Reiki versus Vitor. Sam Max, I'm watching from Utah. Hello from Utah, USA. My cousin is watching from Cali. Thanks for bringing us together. Happy to do it, Sam. Thanks for being here. All right, now we get some clarity on these groups. Let's take a look. And I'm going to bring this music down a little bit. We're not in intro mode anymore. We're in game mode. Yeah, so I was right. It was Reiki. Sandbox versus Airsurfer, Dominik versus Reiki, and Mugi versus Griko. And then, oh, that's interesting. I thought it was going to be Griko in the second set. Anish out here modding on the YouTubes. Adam Villalobos. Villalobos. Perfect timing. Is Mo playing? Yes, he is. So that will be this is our lineups for the first set. Second set, I guess, is going to be, I thought it was Mo versus Griko. Second set is, I guess, Mo versus Ta. But I think they have the names wrong. I honestly do. Hold on, let me just double check something here. Because I think that they might be having some challenges with the Japanese. Could I be wrong? Yeah. Yeah, they're having some challenges with the Japanese because I think that's almost assuredly supposed to be Ta in the third spot there. But let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, folks. Sandbox, Airsurfer. Kicking things off. Let's go. And easy King Tower activation. Notice Shock-13 not banning today. So Rising Sun. Wait a second. Oh. these bans have to be incorrect because there's no way Airsurfer is playing Fisherman after having banned Fisherman. I'm double checking with the League Ops here. Yeah, I had Mugi right. I had Ta right. I have Reiki Jones right. So interestingly enough, in the sheet, in the pre-sheet, it has Ta as our third place person. I think that they missed up the Japanese names between Ta and Griko. So Griko is supposed to be in the next set. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one and make sure everything comes in as clean as we can. Obviously, it's coming from a clean feed, so I'm not in charge of the graphics. But I will follow up on this question about the Fisherman and what the actual bans were here. Interesting choice. Airsurfer has to go low because of the Valk and the Archer Queen. And so far, Airsurfer really just had no answer at all for the Hog, other than getting the King Tower activation. Has not been able to actually prevent significant damage from it. And to answer Zeno's questions, does this match not count because he picked a banned card? I am confirming whether or not he actually picked a banned card. So trying to confirm that with League Ops right now. It seems like they're trying to confirm situations themselves, so as soon as I know, you'll know. And big RG connection here, courtesy of the Lightning. We'll play this one. We'll watch this one out as though it is legal and legit, and then I'll let the League operations weigh in when they have their opportunity. But I would be surprised, as I see Yuso saying here in the Twitch chat, I'd be surprised to see Airsurfer making that kind of mistake in the first match. And the bans, according inside the app, the only bans listed are Tornado and Mine. So this must be a challenge on the graphics op side of things. They were not supposed to put in the Drill and the Fisherman. I will confirm with that again later. $15.87 to $13.86, although the dual lane pressure for Airsurfer starting to become a problem for Lucas as the RG now goes 1-1. This is, you want to talk about basic RG play, folks. Hit triple elixir, you need to break through. Go RG one way, go RG the other way. But Lucas, because he's relying on that Inferno Tower and then also has great DPS behind it, so far able to hold on. I don't know if he'll be able to hold on through this one, though. Log does knock back. Does the RG get a shot? It does. That's a huge shot. So now Lucas has to put some hurt on this tower. Good Hog EQ, great Hog EQ, and gets a massive shot. 20 seconds left, 744 to 1,001. And you see Airsurfer just trying to go direct RG at the bridge. Lightning will give him the lead temporarily, but the EQ will settle that the opposite direction. Whoa! Did not expect that connection to happen. And there you have the win in game number 1 for Airsurfer. And it does look like they have fixed the ban situation. NATO and Miner are the only 2 bans for this competition between these two. So there you go. GG. Well played. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set up to take a look at the end of that action here. And here we go. Replay incoming. Let's take a look at the final sequence here. So you see Lucas with a great Hog EQ play. Hog gets through, gets a very important shot, and now is up by about 250 or so. And the guards predict on the right-hand side. E-Spirit, I believe, came down before that. And now we have the Inferno. And yeah, this RG somehow gets that extra shot. That is a 1 HP RG that I cannot believe actually got that shot. So there you go. On to our next set. Or not, on to our next game. Airsurfer beats Lucas. Next up will be Vitor versus Reiki Jones. And then, if necessary, Mugi versus Griko here in set number 1. And for everyone joining at home, thanks for being here. Welcome. This is the finals, the playoffs for GKR. 7 weeks of group play led us down to our final 4 teams. And here we are playing for the championship of our first of multiple splits this year for GKR. So this will be a whole lot of fun. And I'm here with you guys for all 4 matches today, for our 2 semifinals, our 3rd place match, and for our grand final match as well. Let's see. Minor Rocket, one of the most underrated decks. Not anymore. Let's see. Nice room. Thank you. I decorated it myself. Let's go Airsurfer. Yeah, he did very well on this one. And yes, and to make a note here, a mistake was not made. Let's go back to the main screen here. And we'll see one more time that the bans are Tornado and Minor. So teams have an option to exercise up to 4 bans. These 2 teams each only exercised 1. So here we go. Let's jump into game number 2, which is going to be Vitor versus Reiki Jones. And they will fix that on screen in just a moment. So second verse so far, the same as the first. RG against Hog. Very interesting to see this one run back again with a different pair of players. And once again, easy early King Tower activation. And that's a huge, huge RG connection. That is a ton of damage on that left-hand lane. And this might be an easy first set for Rising Sun. Vitor has a lot of ground to make up. A little aggressive there from Reiki. He has the Fish Boy, does take some damage. And with about 610 HP separating these 2, the lead for Reiki really should be sufficient here, but I think he's going to give up some unnecessary hog shots. Smokey saying, nah, Vitor got this. Hog OP. He certainly can make up ground, especially with Reiki playing Fisherman on offense. And you see now he's not going to make that same mistake twice. Of course, this is all going to give great cover for the Hog. You see the Hog come in behind everything because the Fish Boy cannot pull it. So Vitor going to take the lead now and really taking advantage of both the offensive Fisherman, which probably is not going to be the move for Reiki for a minute here, especially since they're playing opposite lanes, and the ability to give cover. And here we go. Guards plus Hog. Does he get the pull here? And he does. That's a very important pull for Reiki. You see him nodding there. He knows how critical that was. Lightning in, RG on the tower. And this is going to be a lot of damage. That might be GG right here. He's going to get enough to put that in lightning range. No, doesn't even need it. And that's a quick 2-0 for Rising Sun. Oh my word. And you see Reiki with the celebration! Just powering up, I guess. Nicely done for Reiki Jones. And that is not the result I think many of you anticipated. That's kind of wild. Reiki got that last hog defended perfectly and then turned around for a massive counter push with the Royal Giant to shut this thing down. So set number 1, a quick 2-0 for Rising Sun Esports. And so set number 2, it's all about Mo Light. Can Mohamed Light stop Griko here? Now, to be fair, Mohamed Light typically does that. But here against Griko, you don't know. It's one best of 3. Who knows what happens with one best of 3? So this entire season of domination from Shock-13 in GKR, where they have been absolutely destroying Rising Sun, or destroying everybody, this could be where it ends right now. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Reiki Jones, famous content creator. Yes. Also famous former pro player in CR East. Let's see. What's in the pink briefcase? A smaller briefcase. And then a smaller briefcase. And then a smaller briefcase. RTJ Nike SBs. I have not purchased those, but they are pretty fly. I do like the stuff up here, though. That last hog was not good at all. I mean, he was defended well against the guards. Is the playoffs best of 3 or best of 5? I believe it's still best of 3. I don't think it's best of 5. I'm looking at the lineups for this, and I think it's just, again, best of 3. I'll double check. But I don't think they've changed the format for playoffs. That reaction from Reiki is what I live for. Yeah, I feel you. So I'll double check with League Ops to make sure that it's actually BO3 and not BO5. I think it's just BO3. Give me 1 second. I'm actually going to shut down. I see some people talking about quality issues. I don't see anything on my end, but I will double check to make sure that I'm not overclocking anywhere here. I see no drop frames, and my CPU is being used at under 1%, so I think I'm fine. Let me know if you guys are experiencing any quality loss issues. For some of you, it might be on your end. King Dang saying streams like this would be the same without Rich Layton. I feel you. Log bait is good. Depends on whose hands it's in, obviously. What's your expectation for the next match? I mean, the expectation is always going to be that Mohamed Light takes the win. That is the expectation anytime that Mohamed Light plays, is that he takes the win. So, we'll see. Smelky saying, hope to see the Expo get pulled out. Whoa, why was that so delayed? I think that was from the production side. I'll double check on that one. So Griko, Miner to open up. Mo going E-Giant. Mo, if you're watching Mohamed Light play a dual set, there's a really high possibility that he's going to be running E-Giant. And a E-Giant right at the bridge. Bomb tower out of cycle. Oh, I thought it was... Never mind, looked away for a second. I did not realize he'd cycle back around. I thought that was why Mo was going so opportunistic, was because Bomb Tower was not in cycle. Don't read chat, Rich, while you're casting. So, Bomb Tower, Monk, Phoenix, Archers. Solid DPS, and what an opportunistic lightning dash from Mohamed Light. Creativity at its finest. We'll see when Griko goes Loon, and there we go. Just as I was setting it up. And this Loon might... Nope, not gonna... I don't think it even gets death damage here. No? Nice connection there. And Griko back in this one. Griko playing very aggressive at the bridge with these, and we'll see if he's able to get much out of it. At this point, it almost feels like it's just using the balloon to tank for the miner. With 5 seconds left, Mo's making some great defenses out of just essentially the Phoenix and the cannon against these balloons. He can lightning, and we might see him do that. Goes lightning offense instead. The snowball misses the Phoenix. Griko just not quite on it there with the small spell play. And Monk able to get the Phoenix egg off the board rather than experience a problem with it. And now just Mo cycling E-Giants as we get ready in the triple elixir. Griko's not that far behind, but he has to make a good stop. He has to make a really good stop and then find some real damage here. That Golden Knight could be a problem. And now E-Giant as well. Good miner from Griko. Really great miner, predicting that Golden Knight dash. And a beautiful nado from Mo. The creativity continues. That Monk was going to push that E-Giant back and keep it way off the tower instead. Now down to 985. This might be an insurmountable lead here. Miner has to predict cannon. It's not going to. Instead, he's going to go for Miner chip here, which I don't think gets the job done. Loon trying to sneak through. Does not get close enough to make a difference here. Does get death damage, but the cannon and the nado will be more than enough to stop anything else from happening. Miner in for some good damage. Arrows! Got it close. But game number one does go to Mohamed Light. Very, very well played, as you expect from Mr. Clash Royale. And I think Griko is playing against Mohamed Light still. So we'll go ahead and pop out here for a second. And people saying, well, that was a surprise. Oh, gameplay quality is fine. Okay. Mo is an alien. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Man, that was vintage Mohamed Light. There we go. This is the usual stuff. So E-Giant and nado played by Mo game number one. Unfortunate for Griko to run into nado Phoenix Cannon when he's playing Loon. But now, I'm assuming Griko has Hog. I mean, he has Hog available because, again, we're actually not playing in-game duels here, folks. So really important distinction here is that they can completely adapt as time goes on. As you can see, we're not in in-game duels. It is a dual mode matchup. But there you go. Not playing in-game duels. Tossing plastics, and I'm curious what you got cooking over there. What do you mean? What do I got cooking? Oh, yes. Yes, I'll share it with you later. Hit me up. But let's see. A possible... Let's see if this is the real Furkan. I'm going to go ahead and find out if that's the real Furkan. Here's how you do it. You just go to channel. And this Furkan has 84,000 subscribers, so I believe that is the real Furkan. So there you go. 84K subs on YouTube. Why can't they ban Miner, says Hogman. Well, they did ban Miner in the first and last set, but this is dual mode for set number 2. As you can see, we are in dual mode, so there's no bans, you just can't repeat cards. And speaking of not repeating cards, it was the E-Giant NATO for Mo in game number 1, and the Miner Loon for Griko in game number 1. So when we're talking about options as they move forward into our future games, well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Again, I think Hog is a good opportunity for Griko. I think if he plays it this game, Mo and Jebas probably have it sniped. So I would not play Hog in this first game, in game number 2 here. Even though with NATO out, it feels, and he might be going Hog. You have to imagine that Mo's anticipating this. And there goes the Fisherman for the easy King Tower activation. And kind of the same matchup that we saw in the first 2 games today, but now in reverse. And Mo going Pigs instead. I believe he's going to run the mirror version, but it's possible he decides not to. And with Bomb Tower out, this is a great pick. Bomb Tower, Snowball, both out for Griko. Solid pick here by Shot Calalas. And just stun the heck out of that Hog. King Tower already activated. Now you have 10 Elixir marching on the left-hand side. You're up on Elixir. This is just all problems for Griko. He's going to keep that Giant Skeleton off the tower, but Archer Queen's going to be... Oh, the Fish Boy actually intercedes. But now opposite lane pressure from Mohamed Light, and this is now just classic Mo Light gameplay. You're defending 2 lanes really early. You're defending 2 lanes against Mohamed Light in single Elixir. And it seems like such a simple, basic thing, but most people don't really start attacking 2 lanes until double or triple. And he is just... I know that Pig splits lanes, obviously, but watch Mo's gameplay. Consistently, you'll see him putting you behind on Elixir and under threat in both lanes during single. It's one of the things that sets him apart in gameplay. And while his team got in a lot of trouble here in set number 1, you're not just talking about Mo Light, you're talking about Mo Light with normal duels, not in-game duels in game number 2. And that's just a completely different animal. This is a guy who's already... And if you talk about CRL this year, not only, of course, does he have the most points by far, if you talk about CRL this year, this is a guy who, with in-game duels, pre-submitted duels, has a 78% win rate. The next closest is Audriel at 73%. 78% win rate with in-game duels, so you take the in-game out of it and let you completely decide decks, and it's just, like, I've said it before, what are you going to do? You let Mo and Jebas actually cook? Actually cook? Bro, they're making feasts. They're making feasts out here. Now, interesting note, as we go into King of the Hill, that's not the correct King of the Hill lineup. Mohamed Light is in the King of the Hill lineup. So that is the lineup from the first set. King of the Hill lineup is Mugi, Sandbox, Mo, Pandora, Ta, Griko. So there you go. Now they're making that fix. You know what? I'll come to myself and give them time to get the graphics all sorted out. Hey, Rich, is Morton playing? No. The only nerf top players need is Mo. Yeah, for real. Why Zappies in that deck? You saw that they just stun-locked those hogs. Absolutely stun-locked those hogs. Shut it down. Shut it down! Killed it. Hey, Mrs. Slayton came in with some biscuits. You know, there's a lot of things about Texas that I like, a lot of things I dislike. I'll tell you what, marrying a girl from Texas, great call. Well, I'm saying Mo takes every game easy. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Dual lane pushes are most hard to stop in the game, not gonna lie. Yeah, dual lane pushes are hard. Especially like, I should have taken the replay of that one. But Mo got up by about 4 elixir, and then just put him on, just put Griko on his heels, and put in nasty dual lane pressure, and that game was just over. That game was just over. Adam hit his first ace this week playing some disc golf. Yes, sir. Oh, hey, folks. Speaking of disc golf, and speaking of Clash, check this out. I just got these in, a birthday gift. My birthday was last weekend, in case you guys didn't know. There's a company in Finland that is not related to Clash Royale called Clash Discs. I mean, the Clash is like even kind of similar in name. But I just got the Tour Series bag. These are all from Clash Discs, which is pretty fun. So I think I might do a video where I combine my two favorite things, Clash Royale and disc golf, and do like a Clash Discs, Clash Royale combination video. I think that might be in the works, folks. Here we go. Game number 1, King of the Hill. Chris S saying the tweets worked. No, it was actually a birthday gift from a friend, or from a family member. Are the Destiny good? I haven't thrown them yet, but I will. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Man, it has just been hog RG this whole match. I mean, how many times have we seen this exact matchup today in this set? In this match, this is now the 4th. In 5 games, we've seen this matchup 4 times. What is going on? Or we've seen it 3 times, because one of them was the Pigs deck. So you've seen 3 out of 5 games today in this matchup have been these 2 decks. There must be a rule to prevent deck repetition. That is what that's what dual mode does. This set has bans rather than duels, so a little different. Here we go into double elixir, and Mugi sets up RG way in the back here, and oh, just barely pulls the queen right before she's able to get any real value out of that ability. And now RG, Phoenix, E-Spirit way behind, Monk in front to deal with the bomb tower. This is going to be a dangerous push for Pandora to deal with, who Pandora has now changed his name to Rai, by the way. And the Monk was reflecting the Queen, too. Queen did not get onto the RG. So while this doesn't look like it's going to get that much damage, look at the expenditure it's going to force out of Pandora. Mugi is going to be way ahead. Way, way ahead here. And again now, Fishboy, Monk, Phoenix, RG, all on the board. And Pandora trying to find a way to defend all of this at once, and I don't think he's going to have that much success. Another Fishboy to pull the Valk around, and this is a brutal, brutal loss for Pandora here in game number 1. And he just has to walk away. Walk away! Someone said, how is Mugi losing? As if Mugi didn't just win? Right? Didn't Mugi just win that? Am I totally flipped around? Is Rye... Was I flipped around on which player was which? I'm pretty sure Rye is Pandora. Yeah, Rye is Pandora. Why are people why y'all confusing me? Why y'all trying to confuse me? How many years of marriage? 11. 11 years of marriage. Loving it. So Pandora down. Ta will be up next for Rising Sun. Man, they must have felt so good getting that first set. And there you go. I just got gaslighted by a commenter. Yeah, a little bit. Hey, Rich, is Morton playing? No, he is not. There you go. If anything, the bands make the meta more boring. It depends on which bands from who. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2. Who has better hair, Mugi or Ta? I feel like they have variations on a theme. Well, Flying Machine means not RG. Muskie could still mean Hog. Might be Drill, though, instead. This tends to be Drill with the Muskie and the Mighty Miner. Yeah, Ta's hair is killing it today. Got that little extra flair to it. So, Bomb Tower, Log, Ice Spirit, Guards. Pretty nice for Ta here. But the Royal Ghost hard counters the Drill. BC Goen saying it's Hog Mortar. No, it's not. There's a Bomb Tower. It's possible it could be Hog, but it's probably Drill. It's, I'd say, 90% chance it's Drill. 70% chance it's Drill. Man, now you guys are making me second guess myself. I feel like if it were Hog, we would have seen it already, and we're not seeing it because it's Drill, and there's a Royal Ghost that will just hard counter it. That is my supposition. And this Musketeers to be made short work of. Ghost goes opposite lane. Is this where we see Drill now with Ghost out of cycle? Or do we find out it's Hog here? And Taj just having to play so much defense. Ice Spirit does not pull the Giant Skeleton. And that is a brutal, brutal turn of events for Ta and for Rising Sun. Everyone's saying that it will be Hog. It's... I guess with the EQ, it's Hog, right? It would be Fireball if it was Drill. It's just Hog and he's afraid of the Fisherman. Fair enough. I was ignoring the EQ. It's just so weird we have not seen even one Hog for pressure. Right, at this point when you're set up here, right, you got a Hog opposite lane, just make him spend something over there. Otherwise, you're just waiting for a slow demise. Not playing Hog even once in single. And this is going to be a pretty nasty GG. Arrows predict, And Mugi gets it done with no trouble. Hogman saying, why do they use Mirror? Because it's very strong in this deck. Justin with the most important point. Yes, last card is LeBron James. All right, Rising Sun down to Griko as their last player. Looks like we'll be seeing more of Calalas today. So those of you who are like, but I want to see more Mo, you'll see him. You'll see him. That's for sure. GG Mugi Millionaire. If it's EQ deck, why is he drawing in EQ? Yeah, that's the good point. Does the Andrew guy still cast CRL? Yeah, we have 4 casters, and there's only 3 of us in each weekend. So one of us sits out every weekend. I'll be sitting out in June. So next month, there will be no me in Clash Royale, in CRL. Let's see. This is how broken Mirror's in this deck. Yeah, Mirror's super powerful in this deck. Let's see. Where Rich is the real goat. Thank you. We are like to see your eyes. Then watch CRL. Haven't done a Texas brisket yet. I've eaten tons of brisket here in Texas. Love the Beastie Boys magazine. It's actually a book about the Beastie Boys. It's a full-on. It's like a book of their stories. Bro had his win condition for next match. Yeah, I don't think that was the play. Does anyone know when CRL will be? It's every month. Favorite place to go on vacation? I love Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta is bomb. It's super, super great. Let's see. And it was Hog. Just double confirming that it was actually Hog. Rich is the new Andrew. I don't know what that means. Sorry, have I cooked a brisket? No, I have not. Mugi is so good. Does he have 7 years on him? I believe so. Game saver in the building. And here we go. Game 3. What's going on with the card evolution thing? Well, stay tuned, folks. For those of you here for card evolution information, there will be card evolution. And that's the whole information I have for you. Little kingy activation here for Griko. What place would I love to go for vacation? That's a very, very good question. Never done any of the tropics. Nice cycle here for Mugi. And just a little late there with the Fisherman. You can fully counter that. It's got to be a little earlier. Cherry asking, why is Mugi using a deck that's last one it used and lost with? Because you're trying to, every game's its own game. Just because the deck loses one game does not mean it'll lose the next game. It's all about what the matchup is in that moment. Mugi giving a demonstration that you should in fact play your Hog even if they have Fisherman. And that's what the big problem was we saw last time. Was that fear of Fisherman led to no Hog plays, led to getting destroyed because you didn't put enough damage up in single elixir. And Mugi not making that mistake. You're a good point from Smurfling. That Musketeer staying on the board forces out the log. Bomb tower going to work. New Muskie down. Griko should be able to, Mugi should be able to defend this pretty nicely. He needs to put pressure in the opposite direction. So it's in a Monk up front. Is he going to go Hog guards here? He's almost to 10. He goes Ice Spirit before, there we go. Here comes the Hog Guards. That's a nice early Ice Spirit, but that's an even better Tombstone out of Griko. Lead still for Mugi in sudden death overtime. He's playing this brilliantly. And Griko's doing the right thing. He's just setting up, taking his time. When we hit triple, we'll start seeing him go lane for lane. And with that Fisherman out, Tombstone goes high one more time. And that's what's nice about this deck for Griko is, unlike other decks that rely on Fisherman specifically to counter these Hogs, having the Zappy, having the Tombstone is actually huge. So now here's the question. Does Griko set up right then left? He has to defend this Hog and defend it well. Fisherman down, maybe a little late, and gets distracted. That's a huge Hog hit. That's a massive Hog hit there from that in that moment. Great Fireball log out of Griko. RG not breaking through. This is all trouble right now for Griko. And this RG is completely shut down. Griko gonna be not even have to defend Hog, as now it's just Earthquake Cycle for Mugi, who's not even gonna waste Hogs on that lane right now. Just gonna defend like crazy. Attempted lane switch here from Griko is a good idea, but it's too little too late. And hey, a rough start there for Calalas. And then sweep by Mo, sweep by Mugi, and they are, unsurprisingly, on their way to the finals. Very, very, very well played, as expected. Mugi on fire there. So Mugi, 2-0's Rising Sun. Rising Sun will fight for third place against the loser of Shock-13 and Olimpo squad. Calalas will await the winner of that matchup. And we have a few minutes break before our next match. Replay, I had no replay for that one, unfortunately. I didn't pull a replay there. Another win by Mugi, yep. Great one. Do I have a pro on my friends list? Yes, I have many pros on my friends list. It kind of comes to the territory of being, you know, the caster. You know what I mean? Is Olimpo the team with Wallace and Miniminter? Yes, Olimpo. No, Olimpo has Mini. Olimpo is Fram, Luminary, Keef, Capgun, Kitassyan, and Miniminter. I think we'll have our lineup some lineup. Oh, so here's some great information actually. So here's Shock-13. Surgical Goblin, who is in the hunt for World Finals, folks. Currently has 5 positions out of the points for World Finals, with 4 more monthlies to go. Sub, Tyton, Pedro. That's a very old Pedro picture. They need to update their picture to the adult Pedro, not Pedro from 7th grade. Furkan and Betfas. And as you can see, Sub has been a big part of this team. They did a good job overall. Only the 2 losses. One of them expected to SK Calalas. Other one to BCN Pro Team, who really should have made playoffs. BCN Pro Team not making playoffs was ridiculous. That's on them, though. Olimpo squad, other side of things. Kitassyan, Keef, Luminary, Capgun, Framcito, and Miniminter. And Luminary with the most games played, but Keef's been the only person with any significant number of games played and a positive win rate. They went 4-4, barely snuck in because BCN Pro Team had their issues. Be curious to see what kind of ban situation they come out with. After seeing our first 2 teams barely ban anything. Surmer saying Surgical making the super weapon, never quite making the cut. Yeah, he's made Surgical Goblin has made the group stage 3 months in a row. Been very, very close, just not quite there. Farzan, I don't have time to go through all the people who are banned. So, you can watch on this account, and then I can try to go find it later. But Drone Gaming saying, is today is the final or not? Today is the final. We'll be doing this, the third place match, and the grand final overall. So in a few minutes will be our other semifinal match. Every team lost once to SK Calalas. I believe so. CR with Mega Draft, please. They'll never. I don't think they'll ever do that. But we'll have more Mega Draft stuff on this channel fairly soon. Will they play any other decks? I mean, they'll probably have a different set of bans. They'll have their own set of bans, so I'm sure they will play other decks. Supercell should make a VR version of CR. What would that look like? Like, would you stand on the King Tower and like do stuff that way? That'd be. It's only just if you could stand on the King Tower, that would be interesting. Big fan of Mohamed Light, yes. Is today the final? Yes. I already answered that question. Can we see rich Clash Royale gameplay? You don't want to see that. It's fine. It's not great. MA Mega Draft One Trick, as I have said many times before on this stream. Mega Draft One Trick. Speaking of this stream, folks, I know some of you are coming here from inside the Clash Royale app. We do Clash Royale esports here all the time. I do BO3s, BO5s, some of these big live tournaments, some pre-recorded stuff. There's Clash Royale esports here all the time, so if you like Clash Royale esports, subscribe to the channel. We are currently at... Where's my subs thing? Let me move the subs thing up here. 101,341 subscribers. Is that right? Is that the right number? Let me go double check that. I think that's right. 101,342. Oh, I guess we're doing better. We're gaining a few here and there. Yeah, so this is where we do Clash Royale esports. So if you like Clash Royale esports, here's the place to watch it. Give me a sub, hang out, come back, and we'll be doing Clash Royale, all that kind of stuff, live stuff, pre-recorded stuff, all sorts of things throughout the entire year. Let's see. Massive Surge fan. Hope he's able to go to Worlds. I believe so too. Rich Rockin' RTJ. Yeah, of course. Igor, Igor's not playing in this competition at this stage. You ever throw RPM? They've let me go on me. I have not. Do wearing those glasses improve CR gameplay? Obviously. Your Fire Spirit Elixir trade was insane. Rich, keep tips like that coming. Yeah, I do bring a couple of those here and there when I find them. When I find the good stuff. King Dag, that's a weird way to phrase that question, so I really can't answer it that way on stream. Hey, nice to see you. Hey, what's up to everyone on Twitch, by the way? We are streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. We have about 600-something viewers right now on YouTube and about 50-something on Twitch. So wherever you like to watch, you can watch there, of course. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineups for our first set. 3v3 BO1s. So Sub versus Framcito, Pedro versus Keef, and if necessary, Surgical Goblin versus Capgun. That will be interesting. What are odds of Mugi Mohamed like going against each other as Mohamed in this year? That question probably needs to be rephrased. I was a little bit lost by it. Disc golf company from New Zealand. Oh, cool. Who is the GOAT of Clash Royale since it began? Some of the syntax is a bit strange here. The GOAT, the greatest of all time, is Mohamed Light. No questions asked. Who also belongs on the Mount Rushmore? Surgical Goblin belongs on that Mount Rushmore for sure. If you're making like the pantheon of the greats. Any idea where CRL finals are? Let's go ahead and jump into gameplay. Game number 1, Sub versus Framcito. And a totally different set of bans, by the way. Didn't even talk about these bans. NATO banned on both sides. Goblin Hut banned on both sides. We are all happy to see that. Lava Hound, Mega Knight, Skelly King. Very, very interesting set of bans. And finally gets the ability down, does sub to go to work against Framcito. Sub has kind of quietly been very good this year. Was the guy for this team in this league. By the way, he's played for Calalas in other leagues. So, in fact, I think that maybe they have some of this wrong here. He played for Calalas in GKR last season. Currently ranked 29th in our hunt for World Finals. So in the hunt for sure, has only made the round robin stage once. Got second place in the group for round robin. Big connection there for Fram on the other side of things. Framcito's already been to CRO World Finals before. In 2021, made it to the top 12. Had a pretty good run at that World Finals. Got some pretty big wins. Was definitely on a spoiler run before finally taking his L. I want to say it was against Igor, but I could be wrong on that. Framcito. He beat Ruben in the first round, then lost to Mugi, then beat Wallace, and then was eliminated by Elsia in the 2021 World Finals. So 2 wins, 2 losses. And Adam asking, why does Fram only have 1 troop ban? It's both teams get to choose their bans, and you are allowed to ban up to 4 cards, 2 troops, 1 spell, 1 structure, 1 building. You don't have to exercise all your bans, though. So here we go, final 90 seconds. Lead for sub. And you see Framcito's not happy with that. He needed to, he probably could have varied up the minor placement a bit. The problem is he knows that if he goes high with the minor, the bomb tower will take out the minor and tank the wall breakers and stuff. So it's kind of a rock and a hard place situation there with that pick. And just getting that down in time to get the nice reflection there on the Musketeer. And now, you look at that. Attempts to change the location, but Sub just a step ahead here. Sub's legit. Sub is certainly legit. 8.4K personal best on Legacy Ladder. Has made top 100 in our current ranked system. But now, look at this. Fram's starting to put the pressure on. Minor poison late is a problem. This hog, if it hits, though, is... Oh, that's massive. Minor in. Wall breakers in. Poison in. This is not going to quite do it. And Fram, you see the look of disgust on his face. Not happy about it. He takes every match personal. I took that personal. He takes every match personal, for sure. All right, so game number 1 goes to Shock-13. Sub taking down Framcito. Next up, Pedro, our most recent golden ticket winner against 2022 and 2021 CRO World Finalist, Chief Keef. That'll be fun. Develop with the most important question. Hey, CRL, is Rich's Ice Golem plushie made? Hey, I know that some of you are probably watching on the official esports side. I know maybe you're not going to make like a big plushie that goes to... first of all, you should make an Ice Golem plushie with crunchy feet that goes for everyone. But if there were a way to thank me for my years of service to Clash Royale, a custom-made Ice Golem plushie with crunchy feet would go a long way. It would go a long way. What I'm going to speed nerf in your opinion, Rich? That's hard. That's actually a speed nerf, like actually movement speed nerf? That's actually a great question. That's a great question. Man. Like, from a selfish point of view, okay, this is not a good answer, but it's a selfish answer. Dart Goblin, even though I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong, but I definitely want that to be the case. Yeah, I don't know why they have, like, the first ever picture of Pedro. It's super weird that they have that. But that's what they're working with. Nerf Goblin's movement speed. How long have I been playing Clash Royale? Pretty much since launch. And at least it's Hog Monk this time. It is not Hog AQ. A little King Tower activation. Hog in one more time. $19.05 on the right-hand tower. Keef out to an early lead. And this is what you need to do against this deck, right? You need to get the damage in early. And that's a nice set of arrows. And this is a good activation. But now look at the 3-1 split here. Bomb Tower picks up, but it's the Royal Ghost that's the real problem. Fish Boy might be there in time. No, just a half step late. You got to be ready to go. You got to be ready to go when you're in this matchup. And now doubling down on Giant Skeletons into the weak side is Pedro. Monk really changes his matchup a fair bit. This Zappy is huge. Does pull the Hog. That Zappy was absolutely massive. And now here comes the dual lane pressure. Bomb Tower is going to be, of course, an issue. But that very quickly dying Ice Spirit was a problem. Does the... Oh, and it does. The Flying Machine survives. It's being tanked for. Flying Machine helping out like crazy. Giant Skeleton on 1 tower. Giant Skeleton on 2 towers. Keef looking like he ate something he doesn't agree with him. And that is a clean win there for Pedro and a quick 2-0 for Shock-13. And now they got to run it back. Pedro versus Keef one more time. Rich, you ever made it to the playoffs? Yeah, this trophy right here is from 3rd in state in high school in Ultimate Frisbee. Definitely made it to the playoffs. A lot of dual lane decks are being played right now, and I'm not even surprised because it's a good deck. Yep. What happened to Pedro's face? That's an old photo. Genius split. Players 3-1 split Hogs, 1 takes aggro. Yep, I love it. All champions are good, but Golden Knight is what the worst out of them. Yeah, I feel about that one. Bro wasn't ready for the smoke? No, he was not. No, he was not. That was fun for those of you who were reading just the chat. That was enjoyable. Let's see. Crunchy feet. Big. I don't do this heart thing, but for Crunchy Feet Ice Golem, I will do this heart thing. I will do it. You who know who I'm looking at. Crunchy Feet Ice Golem, please. So here we go. Pedro and Keef, number 2. Sam Mack, I just unlocked Monk. Can't wait to use it. Have fun. Monk is fun. I enjoy Monk. Is Ice Golem your favorite card? It's historically my favorite, yes. My card I enjoy playing the most is Magic Archer, but Ice Golem is like my historical favorite, my guy. And it just seems silly that there wasn't. They made a plushie Baby Dragon, but didn't make a plushie of like the little snowman guy. Come on. But it was Jules's idea to make Crunchy Feet, which is a perfect idea, by the way. Keef should have been more aggressive. Please, I feel you on that one. Yeah, that guy, he had so much elixir on the board. We're getting ready for set number 2 in a minute. They're just getting their decks ready. We need a new Mega Draft competition, bro. Yeah, I feel you. I might be putting something together. I have some things in the works that are just taking a little longer than I'd hoped. But they will happen. Best deck for Arena 9? Go to Cashman's page. He'll tell you that. Let's go ahead and jump into the run back here as we go into 1v1 duels between these two. If Mo didn't play Clash Royale, who do you think would dominate the game? I don't think anyone would dominate. I think the league would be fairly even. Have I tried competitive gameplay? I am nowhere near good enough for competitive gameplay. But I watch a lot of it and talk about a lot of it. So there you go. Which card is most hated for me? Golem, Battle Healer, and Barbet. Oh boy, that's always bad news. That's always bad news. He had to because of the giant skeleton, but when you're NATOing back pigs and they're not going to be NATO'd to something, you typically know you're in a lot of trouble. And this is just easy. I mean, this is... We can almost already wave this game off. We can already almost wave this game off. Not in-game duels. Correct here, Adam? Can I do a BO5 Mega Draft Mo versus Ian? Maybe. I don't know if that's Ian's strength, but it's worth thinking about. Opinions at level 15. Do you have a say in it? I don't have a say in it. I mean, like, I can give my feedback. I think that when people see what it is in the end, that they might not hate it as much as they think they're going to hate it. As a caster, does it get annoying seeing the exact same decks played every tournament? Yes. That's why I prefer this version of duels to in-game duels, because in-game duels create less deck variability. Even with this version, you still see not as much deck variability, but like there is really no way to force. Duels does the best job of forcing deck variability, but nothing is perfect. You know what I mean? Oh. That bomb was very important for Keef. And now that's a much better NATO because he had the Royal Ghost up high. The difference between that NATO and the previous NATO was a panic NATO of just please stop. That NATO was at least one where he had the tools to clean up afterwards. Nicely done for Keef there. But this really feels like he's just delaying the inevitable in this matchup. It would take a big mistake from Pedro here because he always has a response to that drill. And he's not going too low on elixir where something like that drill pulled the giant skeleton back, right? There could have been some damage there, but he had plenty of elixir to be able to contend with that. The Magic Archer lineup is significant. And it might be the best chance that Keef has of doing real damage here. And yeah, pigs to the right, pigs to the left, pigs up, pigs down. Pigs. That was a bit of an overspend there. I don't like that spend from Pedro. That spend from Pedro was too much. Oh, my throw. Are you kidding me? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you throw those? Why? Let's go take a look at the most WTF play I've seen out of Pedro maybe ever. What is that? You don't have to put that much you didn't need to put that pressure on. Let's go take a look at the replay here. He's so far ahead at this stage. Look at this. Pigs left, pigs right. Has done tons of damage, right? So now look at this. He's down to 4. There's 8 elixir in the left lane. There's 8 elixir in the left-hand lane, and that 1273 is no joke of damage. You have 4 to contend with that 8. So you need to either win it there, or you are in trouble. We're going to go back and look at that play again later because the next game is starting. But, man. That was an uncharacteristic throw from Pedro. You got to get that. And even like the arrow not being perfectly timed, the arrow bad timing, whatever. Like, you didn't need to go that hard on the right-hand side. Everyone's pointing out that the arrows weren't perfect. Yes, but you don't need to get into a race there. Just shut it down on defense, and you have this game won. So variations on a theme here, where these decks have so many of the same cards, but it's the Hog EQ version versus the Minor Wallbreakers version. Other than that, they are practically identical. To quote Goldberg. Is practically the word he used to use? What's the word that Goldberg used to use when he was talking about the tail of the tape in the older UFC broadcasts? And he would say, like, he has a blah, blah, blah wingspan advantage and this, that, and everything else, they are something, he would say they're something identical. If the arrow's timing was right, he wouldn't have to defend the hogs. The hogs would take the tower. Yeah, I guess. You're right. It just feels like you didn't need that to win. I guess it's a higher level strategy question, right? Is it better to fully kill the tower there, or recognize that you have a massive advantage and just play the safe route, play the defense, right? Like, what's the higher percentage play for getting the win in the end? That's the big question. Mighty Miner does require a response, and Bomb Tower is the choice for Pedro. Huge lead here. And the early Mighty Miner is kind of cool here, because it does some reset jobs, but also forces out more of the opposite lane. Tanks the Bomb Tower. So, you know, you talk about the ups and downs of Clash Royale. After what I would say was a moderately youthful choice from Pedro in game number 1. In game number 2, he just plays super, super dialed in. Super, super dialed in. Very well done. Let's go back and take a look at that. Let's go back and take a look at this replay from game 1 here. And we'll get to game 3 here in a moment. So here we are. We've got the mirrored pigs down. right? So again, this is what we're talking about. Once this all hits, let's pause. There's 8 elixir on the left. You have 4. You have to get that. The defense has to go clean or you lose. So he arrows here, gets a little bit early with the arrows, as you guys all said. But now he's foot racing for this. Because even, let's say he did clear the arrows, Keef, Keef could have put something down to defend, that Golden Knight could have gone to that other side here. Obviously, it wouldn't have been the change, but I don't know, man. That's just it's a risk reward factor that's pretty hard to justify. But maybe it's just the misplay on the arrows, and that's it. Maybe that's it. Here notice he might not defend the left lane. Yeah. Let's see. Over to the giant skeleton was better. Because the giant skeleton's out of cycle. Yeah, Pedro, he might not defend that left lane. Yeah, but the zappies probably would have been sufficient to slow things down. I don't know. That's a good question. Look, there's a reason why he's going to World Finals and I'm casting World Finals. Jackson with a great point. Even if he hits the arrows, he nados the king. Should have defended. Thank you. Thank you from a legitimately talented player. Pedro going bridge spam here in game 3. This is fun. Have not seen as much of this lately. Kushik, he couldn't mirror arrows because he had just mirrored the pigs. Well, that's great for Pedro as the Inferno Dragon just like hangs out high. But Zappies come out low, Fireball to clear, and this is a nasty push. RG, a kite RG is never a thing you want to be doing. A lot of newer players will actually play kite RGs way more than they should because they think it's this brilliant idea of, hey, I'll pull your stuff across and then it'll get damaged and then I'll go make a push. In the reality, what you just saw happen to that kite RG is what happens most of the time with kite RGs. You rarely ever see pros play that Royal Giant in that style. Nice little King Tower activation incoming. Well played by Keef. Oh, the Barb Barrel just comes in half a step short of the Tombstone. Fireball was a bit of an overcommitment there from Pedro. He had to know that that was going to die. 20 seconds left. Fireball opposite direction. Goblins will take care of the Fisherman. Right now it's Keef with the lead in both lanes. And those Tombstones are going to keep being played just a little bit too low for the Barb Barrel. Pedro has to recognize that and play accordingly. He's in a Ram Rider and then maybe Inferno or maybe Monkey. No, he goes the Goblins for DPS instead. Barb Barrel already being played, open that up for him. So that's a nice recognition by Pedro that the Barb Barrel came out early and the Goblins then were a viable option for the damage on the Royal Giant. Great Magic Archer here. And yeah, that Fireball had to come out. Pedro today is playing like these mixtures of, like these moments of brilliance. which is again why I think he's rookie. He's already, in my opinion, rookie of the year for 2023 as far as CRL goes. Got his golden ticket, has been great all season anyway. And he's young, too. Minute left, triple elixir in, Fireball trying to make something happen on the right-hand side. Lumberjack plus Bar Barrel, Fisherman will get picked up by the Bar Barrel, so that's good news for Pedro. Bad news is the RG on the right hand, on the left-hand side. These zappies just make this so hard for him. And Keef going to push right, and this should be enough to win him. This was hard. You know, you have to, part of me thinks that maybe the Monk needed to be played more on defense to get some knockback on the RG and then create counter pushes behind the Monk. But it's so hard to figure out what to do with that matchup. Either way, we are once again going King of the Hill. Bans are back in effect for King of the Hill. Mega Knight, Lava Hound, NATO, Goblin Hut, and Skeleton King. There you go. Omar with the prediction that he thinks that Mo and Pedro will be in the CRL final game. Mo from loser's bracket, Major winners bracket. Maybe. Why is Mini not playing? I don't know. This is a really bad time of day for people in like the like a lot of the American time zones. So you've seen like a lot of players from Mexico, a lot of players from the U.S., Canada. Some of the Central and South American players, but they're a little bit further east, so it's usually a little bit better for them. Like the Brazilian players is usually like it's a little bit later in the day. But right now I'm in Texas. It's 11:20, so a lot of players, they have work, they have school, whatever it is. Just not a good time of day for a lot of players. Yeah, Keith did a great job defending. How many players go to Worlds? 16 players. 3 of those are settled already. Mohamed, Light, Pandora, and Pedro. Wonder USA saying, can I go pro? Yes, you can, because Clash Royale League is open to everybody. Every month, all you got to do is make top 1,000 on our ranked system. Then you get invited to our Swiss bracket. You make it through the Swiss bracket, go to groups, and then if you win your group, then you're in the monthly final. And you're being cast by me on the official CRL broadcast. There you go. Tossing plastic disc golf. Our disc questions distract from the stream. I like to watch class and ask disc questions. I'd love to try to answer. You know what? Ask them, and if I have time to answer them, then I will. There you go. Fisher counters. All you got to do. Yeah. Time zones. Yeah, are very bad for this one. Do I know Morocco? Like, have I heard of it? Do I want to visit? I mean, I guess you probably. Is Casablanca nice now? What's the coastal city I wanted to go visit in Morocco? I think that, oh yeah, like Asuria, is that how you pronounce it? Asuria and Marrakesh both look cool. Thank you, King Dag. I like to answer questions when I can. When's the last time asked on Twitch that P.E.K.K.A was used in competitive? It's been used, just not a lot, because the meta is really anti-P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A is just not good in the overall competitive meta right now. So this will be interesting for Luminary, as there's a couple of, like, the guards are kind of an important target for him when he does do pig pushes. So his big question is, what's his plan for stopping wall breakers and breaking through guards? And a lot of it might be more about getting the giant skeleton in front of the pig pushes late. double ghosts. He's going to probably just ignore the miner and play the high fight and then try to counter push from here. Might even go pigs, either 2-2 or 3-1. Decides to hold off and defend the next miner instead. Gets the read wrong. And now Furkan gives up some arrows value by playing miner to the front. So Luminary is happy with that exchange. A little bit more damage than he wanted. And that's a good early ghost. And that's one of the big things about playing against these miner decks, right? Is cycling some of the cards that can counter early. And then who is standing in front of... I think that was Luminary's cat. I swear, I think that was Luminary's cat that just walked in front of the camera. That was super funny. Someone on Twitch needs to clip that. That's a... I've never seen a cat mess up the camera before. Here we go. Pigs to the left-hand side. Second bomb tower high. And can Luminary maintain his focus after the catastrophe? See what I did there? Because cat, you get it. Was that good luck? Up by 600 now. Luminary, bring the cat back. And that's a nice, oh, what a nice miner. Second zappies have to come out, and that's still going to be a full connection. Luminary. What? It wasn't a black cat, was it? That miner was brilliant. That miner from Furkan might be the miner of the day. That was absolute brilliance. Someone said, what is that miner? Brilliance. What do you mean, what is that miner? That miner's why those wall breakers got on that tower and did some real work. And suddenly, Luminary finds himself in a ton of trouble. Just fighting off miners and poisons and triple. This is going to be a win for Furkan here. Kaboom! And he's just like, cat! Come on, cat! What are you doing? Let's go take a look at the replay here of that really tremendous miner. So look at here, the double down on the pigs in the left-hand lane. Fishboy working on defense, arrows clear. So now there's no arrows. Furkan knows there's no way to clear the wall breakers directly. So he lets the ghost go in. He's going to go ahead and take this damage. Now watch this play. Brilliant miner right to the zappies. And the zappies just can't stop. The zappies can't stop. And Luminary knows it. That is maybe the best play I've seen Furkan make. Everything about that was peak Clash Royale. The read that the arrows were out of cycle. The letting the Royal Ghost do the damage and working with the bomb tower instead. This is peak. So look, arrows out of cycle. He bomb towers to clear the piggies. Ghost comes down, and Furkan just lets the ghost go by. He knows he can sacrifice some damage there. Wall breakers, miner to predict the zappies, and sneaks through. And on top of that, look at how much poison value you get. You get zappies and mirror zappies. You get 9 zappies plus tower for 1/4 elixir poison. That was great. Best play I've seen out of Furkan probably ever. Next up is going to be Capgun for Olimpo squad. Jackson saying, I don't think he makes that play if he's in the game damage-wise. Maybe not. But he had damage to sacrifice on the right-hand side. Is it necessary to have Royal Pass compete in this league? No, it is not. The question's been answered in the chat a lot. You don't need me to answer it. Any update where the World Finals will be held? Minor, after continuous nerf, still in CRL for 7 years. Yes, it should be. Those Wallbreakers were a catastrophe for Luminary. Yeah. A kitty catastrophe. Does anybody here have kids who watch Paw Patrol? Or Super Kitties or any of those shows? Clearly the cat's fault for disturbing him. Yeah, I feel you. Furkan's the best player in Turkey. Don't tell that to any Seahawk fans. Dude. I didn't ignore the question about where the finals are. Mine reminded me of Mo versus Morton, CR 2021. I didn't remember. Which game was that? One of the greatest minors I ever saw was Airsurfer against Javi, was it? Back in CRL 2019. The minor pull on the P.E.K.K.A to make the Mega Knight. Is that who that was? God, I know Airsurfer was in that game. I can't remember who the other person was or who did what, but someone played Mega Knight down a lane, and P.E.K.K.A was played in response. And there's the way you can pull P.E.K.K.A. If P.E.K.K.A's behind King Tower, you can pull it to the opposite lane. So the miner came out and pulled the P.E.K.K.A to the opposite lane, and then Mega Knight went right on through. Where? Oh, where World Finals? Do you think the last World Finals is the greatest of all time? It was pretty great. The greatest of all time? I think 2019 was the greatest World Finals of all time. Last World Finals was really good, though. Was really, really good. 2019 is the greatest one, though. The one Elixir game. You know what I mean? The crazy crowd. Do I know any Indian Clash Royale players? Yeah, 8-Bit Smoke. I think Morton realized he'll never beat him after losing sets 2-0, so he stopped grinding the game all day and fell off. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, what Morton's got going on, but he's got a lot of stuff happening when it comes to his life with his channels. Ooh, Capgun. A little annoyed already. Igor coming out snapping necks, that's right. Why do they play different decks than what they use in Path of Legends? For a wide variety of reasons, Gamers World Arian. One reason is because some of those cards might be banned. As you see, there are multiple cards that are banned here. Another one is if you just play your Path of Legends or your ladder deck, it's very easy to predict and get sniped. So people don't often play their comfort too much. Do I plan to go pro? I'm already pro in casting. Decks are not picked beforehand, and Capgun getting run through here. Capgun getting run through here. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. AW Short saying, wait, which cards are banned? They're all the ones that are on the screen here. Mega Knight, Lava Hound, NATO, Goblin Hut, Skeleton King. Barbara Brewer saying Rich is pro with Frisbee. I've had my PDGA membership since 2007, but I've never actually played a tournament. I'm playing my first unsanctioned tournament this Saturday, actually, and then I'll start playing sanctioned tournaments later this year. Oh, that's a nice early poison. Does the Mother Witch walk into it? Nope, so guards have to come out. Great log zap, or log electro spirit, I mean, out of Capgun, but he knows this ain't gonna do it. He knows this ain't gonna do it. Great bomb tower to juke the fireball, and Capgun knows. All right, Furkan, one away from the King of the Hill sweep. Furkan, one away. What's the question here? For Surgical Goblin or Molite? If you're asking me which one of them is from the Netherlands, I will probably answer Surgical Goblin to that question. All right, so who chooses the ban cards? Each team, whether it be their coach or the collective team, has the option to ban up to 4 cards in this competition that those 4 cards neither team can use. So in this specific competition, Shock-13, either their coach or their players or collective of all those together, chose to ban the 4 cards you see there, and Olimpo squad choose to ban the 3 cards. You can make all the bans. You can also choose not to exercise some bans. That's how the ban cards work here. What do I think about card evolution? I think that cards will evolve. What do you think about Mighty Miner and Poison cards? Do you think they should make changes? I don't know. It's hard. Maybe Mighty Miner. It's hard to say that Poison needs to change specifically. Let's see. Let's see what else in the chats. How do deck picks work? No, there are no picking out of 4. These players, they might be preparing some decks beforehand. What they probably do as a team is prepare a bunch of possible decks and then make adjustments throughout the match as they see what they see and make some choices. Here we go. Furkan with the possible 1-2-3 sweep coming up. Hello again from Rocket City, Huntsville, Alabama. What's up, Madison music teacher? Hope the music is entering everyone's souls. Do I play Zelda? No. I'm probably the only person who plays video games who thinks that Zelda's kind of boring. Who let the pigs out? Oink, oink, oink. This is a little pressure play here. Dark Goblin, interesting appearance. Dark Goblin double bait against RG Cycle with Electro Spirit, Log, Ghost, and Skeletons. This is going to be really hard for Fram to do anything. He had to spend a lot though, did Furkan. This is gonna get. He's not even gonna Inferno Tower this. He's gonna DPS it and then counter push because Log's not available. Great call from Fram, and now he's gonna load. Just totally load up here. Skeletons and Electro Spirit trying to stop. They stop neither of those, and Fram's Gym. I don't know what he's listening to, but it's probably at about 180 BPM, and he's partying. It's the Fram Jam. Thank you, lucky boy. I'm glad that I'm your favorite. Keep coming back. Those are good ghost shots on the left. That's going to be a real problem for Fram there. Just like that, the lead totally changes. Do you think Fram's listening to like EDM or listening to like death metal? Is he just singing to himself here with no music? Is it just the music inside of his head? Good pressure play on the right-hand side. Ghost Electro Spirit, and that Ghost will come back to clean up. Very nicely done. What is Furkan going to do on the left there? That might just be like a flash play. Lightning gets some extra damage. Ghost plus Phoenix on the right doing its work. Ghost in the bottom left taking care of business, and the Skeletons will clean up the wall breakers. Furkan in the lead, but not by an insurmountable amount. Insurmountable amount? That's saying the amount too much in one exchange. You know what, guys? I'll do better next time. I'll do better next time! Chooses to lightning high for the RG shots rather than getting the tower, and Fram's like, come on, man, switch the song. There's too much Ghost in the meta for Drill to be a deck that you pick with when you're not playing duels. You know what I mean? Like, Ghost and Valk are just, and you see Fram just, he wants to put his phone down so bad right now. He wants to put his phone down and go to either a rave or like a weird basement death metal show. But unfortunately, he has to finish this game out. Oh boy, Wallbreaker 1, Wallbreaker 2. But he knows Lightning will finish it off. GG, well played. Clean sweep from Furkan. Mugi got the King of the Hill sweep in our first semifinal. Furkan does it in this one. And now we have our two final teams. Fourth place match coming up next. It will be Olimpo Squad versus Rising Sun. And then after that, the grand final, Calalas versus Shock-13. Shock. That's pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Let me have some more of my biscuit. Since when did Mo become the best? Was he as good as he was in kicks? He was still kind of newer on kicks, but yeah, 2021, it was already clear, like, oh my god, Mo's on a different level. And then 2022, he was like, hey, I got a bad matchup at the end of World Finals in 2021. Everyone watch this. And then he just owned Clash Royale in 2022. And he was like, hey guys, I won the World Finals in 2022 and was clearly the best player on the planet. Now let me win literally everything. And in 2023, he has won everything. I think if you go to his profile on Royale API, that he has literally won every competition he's been in. I think that's right. Which is crazy. Let's look at Rising Sun Esports. They're coming back here pretty soon. Chadley LaRoe saying, big Mo fan, but love an underdog in Shock. Yeah, I feel you on that. Is level 15 happening too soon, Rich? I don't think level 15 is what you think it is. He was good in kicks, only rival of Mugi 1v1 crowns at 2020. Oh, nice. Yeah, he was really good. What's my favorite food? Burritos. What am I eating? Some biscuits Mrs. Slayton made. Molight's going to repeat this World Finals. It's still very hard to win a World Finals. A 16-person double elimination bracket is still really hard to win. Even if he doesn't win World Finals, he's still the best player to ever play this game. But he's definitely the favorite to win it, for sure. Mo said, I am Clash Royale. Noba SB named him Mr. Clash Royale, and that's accurate. I've been running Dark Goblin, Dark Prince, Gob Gang, Electro Spirit, Fire Spirit, Skelly Barrel, Baby Dragon, and Rascals. It's been fun. Interesting. Not my vibe, but do you? Phoenix, underrated, overrated. I think everyone knows that it's really, really good. Why does Mo play multiple times? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Do I think anyone will challenge Mo this year? I mean, I don't know, man. That's such a hard question to answer. I mean, will people win matches against him? Yeah, absolutely. But it's just so hard, especially once you get to Worlds and it's not in-game duels anymore. Once we get to Worlds and it's no longer in-game duels, it's going to be so hard to challenge Mo in any meaningful way. I'm going to switch to standing, I think, for a little bit, because I've been sitting down too much. Oh, no! Where's it going? Ah! Oh, that just knocked stuff down. Oh, this is pretty cool. All right, hey, Tossing Plastic, are you still here? Since we're on a break between games, this disc is not mine, unfortunately. A friend of mine and I have like a thing where we kind of do like a little fantasy league for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And whoever wins each week has to buy the other person a disc from the event, which is getting too expensive, by the way. We're spending too much money on it, so we're gonna change things up. But this is the disc that my friend just won off of me that I have to give to him. I really wish I was keeping it. It's so dope. But I'm not. Why does Mo play in CRL multiple times qualified? Because there's prize pool. And also because he's a competitor. He wants to win, so he's going to win everything he can. How to become good in Clash Royale. Grind. Master one of the decks perfectly. Often people master a Mortar deck. Mortar Miner is the most popular. Learn interactions, and also rewatch your games, including your losses. Especially your losses. I think guys from China can go toe-to-toe with Mo, but I think they are banned. No, they are not. There are 2 spots for China in CRL. right? Top 14 from the rest of the world will all make it. And then there'll be 2 spots from the Chinese league. And I can tell you right now that pretty much every pro says that there is no one in China who can contend internationally at this stage. There are very low expectations for the players from China who make it to Worlds. Now, we're not sure. We don't know for sure. They could surprise. But I know that a lot of the top Chinese players aren't playing competitively anymore. Some have moved into commentary. So we'll see. How many people from England can qualify? Well, at this point, now only 11 because 3 of the 14 spots for the rest of the world have been taken up. Let me go back. Let me catch up to some of these things. What happened to God RF? He retired and he's doing new things. He moved on from the game. I still talk to him. We still do some stuff. We might be doing a video for this channel here actually pretty soon. He's going to be playing this season because Graveyard's so strong right now. Let's see. What will level 15 be like? It'll be like 1 level above 14. Any tips for Royal Giant? Play it at the bridge during... If you play it during single, play it at the bridge. If you play it during double or triple, you can play it at the back. What's the meta you hated the most? Bar putt. Bar putt. Bar putt. Bar putt. Easy. Do I think Mogi can win the CRL World Finals if he starts grinding more? His talent is there, but the question is how much is he working? What's the best deck for Arena 8? I'm stuck. Go check out Cashman's channel. There's no 2v2 competition nowadays. Yes, that's unfortunate. Literally free money for Mo. Almost free money, that's for sure. He does have to pay some of that to Jebas. Man, I can't take this anymore. On Arena 7, he has like E-Giant, Lumberjack, and Mother Witch. What the hell? I don't know, man. Do you think Mugi can win the CRL and become the best in the world? He already has done that once. But I think that even if Mugi wins World Finals, Mo's the greatest of all time. It's going to take the most insane thing ever to try to supplant that. And the Mugi, like, there's 3 people who could win World Finals who might have an argument for greatest in the world. Mugi be one of them. How about Elsiop? I don't know if he's playing. I know he's been playing some. I don't know what his situation is right now exactly. And I don't know what his level is right now. Let's see. God RF come back in CRL. No, that's not going to happen. Today's your birthday. Happy birthday, Blazer7. But there's no max account from one country. No, it's we could have 14 players from Brazil, or 14 players from Indonesia, or 14 players from England. There's no max on a specific country. It's an international competition. It's whoever wins the golden tickets, whoever wins the spots. Thoughts on evolving cards level 15? Asks it's Ronio on Twitch. We'll see it when we see it. Let's see. Why no one banned Phoenix? Because they want to play it. Probably more than anything else. Would you nerf or buff P.E.K.K.A if you had to choose? I don't know if there's any buff that would make P.E.K.K.A viable in this meta and wouldn't make it ridiculously OP and meta breaking. Elsiop and Higher are still competing. From what I saw, Higher is doing. Is Higher competing? I know Solo Man's doing commentary. I didn't know that Higher was still competing. Mugi or Surge can challenge Mo GOAT status if they win Worlds. True, they could. Those are probably the only two real arguments. They were not banned. Long story short, there's like a whole separate server for China. They didn't have a solution for it last year. They have one. They have one for it this year, which is that World Finals will have 2 spots for Chinese players. Let's see. I think Pedro's got a chance. He has a chance of winning for sure. Definitely for sure. Hey, Rich, thanks for putting me on a disc golf. It's fun. Oh, cool. Well, there's some disc golf stuff coming from me fairly soon, so keep an eye out for it. Let's see. I already said happy birthday to you, so stop asking for it more. Let's see what else. Almost 11 p.m. You need to sleep. Well, you should go to sleep then. Let's see. I'm not going to answer that question. Let's see. Why are 2 places given to a Chinese player? Because they have their own server, and China makes up 1/7 of the entire world. So they just figured out how to do it that way. Let's see. Banning Phoenix decks would change significantly. They can still use Mega Minion. It's nowhere near the same. Yeah, that's fair. All right, here we go. Game number 1 of our 3rd place match. Did Morton retire? I don't know what Morton's plan is right now. I've not spoken to him personally about it. Splash damage, Pekka says, big spin slayer. That's hilarious. So a Mega Knight? Hog for hog. Bans here. Minor NATO, Fishboy, Drill. If these are the accurate bans. So expect some hogs. Amara saying, did Surge play? Not only did Surge play, his team won and will be appearing in the grand final against SK Calalas here in a few minutes after this third place match is over. Think of the Joker saying, Rich, grant me one wish, please never retire from casting. Hey, as long as there's competitive Clash Royale, as long as there's CRL, I'll be around. You think they'd stop double banning cards? They don't communicate. They're blind bans, Jackson. They submit their bans not knowing the other team's bans. Avenger Endgame. What do you think about B-Rad playing in current CRL? Is he doing that? I don't think he's doing that. I don't think he has any interest in doing that. Do I stream other games besides Clash Royale? Not a lot. Sometimes on Twitch I stream other games when I'm into something. But this YouTube channel is exclusively Clash Royale content unless it's something sponsored. So I have a sponsored video right now up on YouTube for a game called Matchmasters that is kind of surprisingly fun for being like a match type game. It's like a PvP matching game. So I have a sponsored video for that up right now, which, like I said, it's kind of you know, a silly game, but I actually had a surprising amount of fun making the video and playing the game. But yeah, this YouTube channel is all Clash Royale. Pretty much all Clash Royale competitive content specifically, with the occasional other thing mixed in. But anything you see on this channel that's not Clash Royale is sponsored. I do play some Marvel Snap. I haven't played it much in a while. On my second YouTube channel, I did some Marvel Snap videos, and I'll stream other games on Twitch, but not on this YouTube channel. And boom, hog one more time. And this is, I mean, so much of this is just guards versus goblins. Yes, the goblins give you a little bit faster cycle, but guards in this one for goblins in for this one an Airsurfer, they get EQ'd. Guards don't. What's the best spell according to you? Probably still log, maybe poison. And this is just bad news for Airsurfer all the way around. Bomb tower, guards. EQ does it. Easy win for Fram. Does he ever look happy? He was unhappy when he lost. He's unhappy when he wins. Fram, what do we do to make you smile, brother? Come on. All right, game number 1 wins for Olimpo squad. Capgun versus Reiki Jones up next. And let's see. Currently on visiting family in Austin, some people playing disc golf. Reminded me of you. You probably saw them at Zilker Park, which is the main course that I play. More likely than not if you were in the city center. What's the best deck? Whichever one gets you the most wins. Time to Shine was single and double it's impossible. Yep. Even then, the EQ taking out the goblins is so huge for him. So problematic for him. If there are any specific 8 cards that if they were all banned, they would represent 80% of the current meta decks being played properly. Yeah, if you ban If you ban Hog Rider, Royal Giant, Miner, Graveyard because it's a spell, right? Because you could yeah, like you could ban Hog, RG, Electro Giant, Graveyard as a spell, ban Goblin Hut. Who is Reiki Jones? I've never heard of him before. Reiki Jones is a longtime Japanese pro who made it to World Finals as part of Ponos in 2018. Really likable player and big-time content creator in Japan. Who I think is the best U.S. player right now? It's a toss-up between Ian and an Airsurfer. Ian's a better ladder player. Airsurfer's a better competitive player. If Ben all these, you should play 3M. Goput's so annoying. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Here we go. Capgun versus Raikkonen. So Rising Sun Esports is a Japanese organization. That's why most of the almost all the roster is from Japan. Ta, Pandora, Lentils, aka Griko, Reiki Jones, Airsurfer. Friends with all those guys, the lone non-Japanese player on that roster. Goated comment here. Spawners should be bad for the sake of the game. And thank you, Barber, for your support. Really appreciate that. Snowball. Just a little cycle here. Someone asked earlier, what's better, Ram Rider or Hog Rider? I don't know. Remember where that question was asked. So I can't put it up on the screen, but Hog in general. And let's go ahead and one warning is all you get there, Augustine. You get one. Badman saying, please reply to my question. What question was it? I don't even see your question anywhere. Where is your... I'm scrolling up. I do not see your question. So ask that question again there, Badman. Luck saying Capgun looking nervous. I don't know if Capgun's nervous. I think he's more annoyed than anything. Gilwa saying Hog is faster, does more damage than for less elixir, but Ram provides defensive defense. I do think that Hog Rider is more versatile. It's hard to build good. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to build good Ram Rider decks. I think Ram Rider is better when certain parts, like, Ram Rider is more meta-dependent than Hog Rider, I think is the best way to put it. There's not really a bad meta for Hog. There are bad metas for Ram Rider. Because Ram Rider's defensive capabilities only get value in certain metas. That's a good pressure mini P.E.K.K.A. He's not going to get a connection from it, but does force out the Mighty Miner. Lead for Capgun, though, 1867 to 2445. What's one thing I would change about the competitive scene in Clash Royale? More lands. More in-person competition is the one thing I would change. It's not super financially viable, especially with the model of Clash Royale being completely global now as opposed to being regionalized, but I would do more lands. Hog to the left, Mega Knight trying to clear, but good Mighty Miner to hold, and that's going to be a couple of big shots there for Capgun. Reiki not happy about it. What about MK Prince? Yeah, that deck is very strong. Final 30 seconds. Big push being built up here by Reiki. The double Mega Knights is interesting. With the Ghost working up high, is he going to play a spell here late? We haven't seen a spell from him. He's going to Ram Rider directly into this Musketeer. Bomb Tower cycle back too easily. And you can just see that, like, there's not, like, Ram Rider again is super dependent on metas. And Capgun gets the win. Easy 2-0 there for Olimpo squad in our first set. Next set coming up. So we'll look at that next set here in just a minute, which is going to be Keef versus Ta for a dual mode set. All right, let me go back and look at the chat here for a minute, catch up to a few things. Who's the GOAT on 2.6 Hog? I don't know. Whoever I say, someone will be like, but that's not my favorite. Why does Lumberjack deck get so much hate? People comment on my channel related to it. Who cares about Lumberjack? I mean, Lumberjack isn't even good now. Like, who even talks about Lumberjack? It's in like one deck. Like, what decks is Lumberjack even in right now? Except for, like, there's like one Ram Rider deck that's any good in. Some people, I guess, will play it in Lumberloon. I'm looking at your channel. I'm not seeing any Lumberjack stuff. Let me go ahead and take a look at this. Do I see what deck are you playing? I don't even see what deck you're playing with Lumberjack. So yeah, I don't see a lot of I don't see a ton of Clash Royale content on your channel, but yeah, I mean, like, Lumberjack's not that good right now. It only really fits in Lumberloon, which is not really strong in the meta. But as I think I saw someone made the point that Lumberloon is like an easy deck to play, but requires skill to play against, which is annoying about it. Only other deck it's in is Ram Rider. So yeah, I don't know why anyone's talking about who's even talking about Lumberjack. I feel like anyone who's like complaining about Lumberjack is playing at like a newer. Is newer to the game or playing like a mid-level version of the game. Like mid-lat or whatever. Let's see. Everybody's remember when Yasuo went against Anavan playing 2.6 against MK Queen? I don't, but that's funny. Need to have a tournament for Heist? No, we don't. I have a Motorola phone. How do I record Clash Royale? Have someone else with an iPhone point their phone at your phone and record you playing over your shoulder. Let's see. Plus Lumberloon is slow. Oh yeah, that's Gilwa already made that point. I'm surprised 2.6 isn't dead with Hoggy Key Mortar. 2.6 is dead. Rich, do you play? Play what? What is the most mid-laner arena? I don't know. People will be mean to try to shake you loose and do bad. Don't let their words bother you. Yeah, who cares what anybody says on your channel? You think that I'd be doing this still if the comments shook me? Believe me, there are some comments. We need a tournament where you have to make your own deck and cannot use a meta deck. I mean, I don't even know how do you enforce that? Like, what do you constitute a meta deck? Right? Do you stop it at like 6 cards are the same? 7? 5? The reality is that most meta decks are meta decks because they're good, and most non-meta decks are non-meta decks because they're not good decks. There are very few non-meta decks that are really useful, that are really any good. There's like a less than a dozen, and the latter players who play them are just super insane one tricks who know every matchup. But most quote unquote non-meta decks are that for a reason. Let's see. Does Clash Royale City Champs still happen? Good question, Mike. I used to cast some of that. No, Super League no longer does City Champs. That was really fun, though. Yeah, I wish we had more of that stuff again. What's the most mid-ladder arena? I don't know. Is there a tournament or not? Yeah, this is the tournament. Am I an Ultimate Champion? Not right now. I made Ultimate Champion last season. I don't know if I'm going to try to push it this season. Just because, again, I don't like decks. I like Mega Draft. Raptor Crash. Hail Slayton. I agree. I created one with Lumberjack, Valk, Goblin Hut, Mirror, Baby Dragon, Fire, Wizard, Skeleton. Oh, God, that sounds so toxic. Badman. That deck sounds so insanely toxic. Let me go look at your... Oh, I don't even see. Again, I don't see this deck you're talking about on your channel. I don't see much content on your channel there about it, bud. But, oof. So here we go. Minor Wall Breakers against the most hated graveyard deck in the game. The most hated graveyard deck in the game. Every GUI deck is hated to be fair. That's a decent point. You have the choice to choose what transform into any troop. What would you choose? Phoenix, so I can always come back. Which arena are you in? I am not really pushing that hard right now. I'm not even sure what arena I'm in right now. I'm mostly playing Mega Draft challenges. Final minute, this one's over. Olimpo squad going to be one away from making this a very short third place match. A very short one indeed. Game number 2 coming up in just a second here. Let me see. 1 second. Checking something here. Man, bad man. Oh, here we go. I found you on... I think I found you on... Pretty sure I found you here on Royale API. And yeah, that deck... And you do play Balloon in your Lumberjack... I just found you on Royale API, and you do play Balloon in your Lumberjack deck. It's Baby Dragon, Loon, Valk, Witch, Wizard, Fireball, Loon, Goblin Hut. Bro, don't try to trick someone who does competitive Clash Royale for a living. Royale API exists. This is almost assuredly you because it's also you in your... This is in your clan. 20-win... You have a 20-win challenge, though. That's legit. That's legit. 7K PB on old school ladder. That's mid-ladder, bro. Sorry, hate to break it to you. That's mid-ladder. Hate to burst your bubble. Pros should start playing clone to make this game interesting. Yes, they do. They play I mean, we're going to see some clone from Ta probably right now. We'll probably see some clone from Ta right now. Hey, Rich, what does SK Calalas play next match? Okay, sir, what do I do to improve? I mean, probably not my area of expertise, but I would start with the deck. Keef should have an okay time in single. Double get interesting. How do I get out of being gate locked fast? I don't know what gate lock means. What does that mean? Mirror Zappies are smart from Ta. Keef gonna get a lot of damage here though. Like I said, Keef gonna have a good time in single. Good question here. What is high ladder, Rich? What do you need? Well, it's hard to like even discuss that really now that the ladder it's changed from ladder to ranked. Previously, you were definitely mid ladder if you were under 8K. Some people would say only top 1,000 ladder was out of mid ladder, but minimum you had to be over 8K to be out of mid ladder. Now in ranked, like, I don't know, because Ultimate Champion does not even mean you're out of mid ladder, really. This is the lead that Keef needs to get in single to win this. And guys, I'm going to keep talking to the chat and having a good time during the third place match. During finals, we're going to dial in and be all about the grand finals. So if you have questions, get them in between now and the grand final. I'll talk about whatever. Once we're in the grand finals, though, we're going to be all about just casting the grand finals. Boom! Big win for Keef, and Olimpo squad takes third place. And there we go. So grand final coming in a few minutes. Calalas versus Shock-13. So let's go ahead and talk to the chat. This will be, and I'm going to be dialed in for our actual grand final. So let me answer a bunch of stuff. High ladder is like top 1K nowadays. Yeah, pretty much. All right, let me hit a few things. When does Calalas play? Just about now. My account name is Chad. I'm in the Prime Clan Prime. I'm not looking that up. Let's see. If meta decks are so good, why are they bad against mid-ladder decks and pro players use non-meta decks to climb Path of Legends? Oh, that was already answered. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta if you're playing in the mud, you gotta get muddy sometimes. Is the best way to put it. But those off-meta decks are usually really bad once you get out of the nonsense realm. Let's see. I'm going to watch something else on YouTube, but you saw which was casting. Let's go. Stuck in arena because you're too low level and the game won't give you the safety net for next arena. You only get 3 to 5 trophies each win. 3 to 5 trophies per win? Oh, you're talking about, like, not Path of Legends. You're talking about, like, Trophy Road. Most pros, the way that they grind up was by playing grand challenges. So whether you're playing classics will be very slow. But if you can grind challenges, like grand challenges or Mega Draft challenges, whatever, that's the fastest way to level up your account. That's the fastest way, assuming that you're able to regularly win them. By the way, if you're not able to regularly win a grand challenge, you're definitely not at the pro level at all. And that's not talking about you, RGB specifically. I'm just saying in general. If you're someone who goes, I'm a pro, but you can't regularly win grand challenges, you're not a pro. That's a fairly easy baseline argument to make. What changes to the deck should I do? Take out the cards that are in there and put in different cards. Oh, does Jackson? I don't think Jackson still does videos, but I did enjoy his stuff back in the day. Let's see. Yeah, the best way to level up really fast, though, is to grind challenges. Also, if you have an active, even though people don't like it as much, if you have an active Clan Wars clan, you can get you can grind a lot very fast by doing Clan Wars. So an active Clan Wars clan is helpful. Starting to hate this game. I got 75 trophies. Now I need to but I need level 45. Level 45? What's my opinion about Mo? He's the greatest player to ever play the game. Sweep played off-meta decks during the World Finals. Yes, and did he win the World Finals? Sweep plays some off-meta stuff, and it works sometimes. Here's the thing about off-meta stuff, and people get so... Off-meta stuff will work. A broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? Off-meta stuff will work, but it also is a gamble. It's a gamble, and when you're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars, gambling by being like, yeah, let me go ahead and play Golem Sparky Witch Loon. Like, it's a gamble. You know what I mean? What's your opinion on E-Giant users? They use a deck. When is 20-win challenge? No idea. I've had the same main deck for 7 years. Then I just have mastery decks to master my cards. I got a lot of mastery upgraded. Cool. Man City 4-0's Real Madrid. Nice. Let's see. Is every card toxic? I mean, in that specific deck, a lot of them. Goblin Hut's super toxic. I can't win him, but I can't lose him. Nice. The gamble's okay when your opponent outclasses you. Fair point. And and sweep is better than 99% of people who play the game of Clash Royale, but not better than a lot of people in the top 20, which is what he was doing at World Finals. So he tried to go for matchup by being unpredictable, and it worked a little bit and didn't work all the way. Could we see Morton in CRL? We could. We need a random generated deck tournament? No, we don't. But Mega Draft is like that. Mega Draft is great. That's why I love Mega Draft. Sweep plays off meta and a counter meta, not just without sniping your opponent. Yeah, Sweep goes for it, but it doesn't always work. It's a risk reward thing, which will work up to a point. But when you gamble, the house wins. A lot of the house always wins in the end. But it's called gambling for a reason. Please bring back the God RF. Maybe. Let's see. Give me advice at the level, but I fear to play big competitions I've already qualified before. Get over it. You can win $250,000. If you have the level, then stop preventing yourself from making lots of money playing Clash Royale. What kind of shades are those? Gooders, as they always are on the channel. Go to gooder.com/Rich Slayton. Use code RICH for 15% off. I have never played that game, RGB. Let's go take a look. Hey, guess what? We're going to be going into our grand final. So all this chatter, set it to the wayside because now it's time. Grand final coming up. Shock-13, SK Calalas to win the league. Sandbox, Dominik, and Mugi to start off for set 1 for Shock-Calalas. Shock-13, Tyton, Sub, and Surgical Goblin. If in set number 2, it will be Mohamed Light versus Sub, and then we'll see if we go to King of the Hill. No bans for SK Calalas. Mega Knight, Lava, NATO, and Goblin Hut banned by Shock-13. Does Rich see Twitch chat, anyone? In chat. Yes. I see it and I comment on it. Rich, can you play CRL if you unlock champions yet? Yeah, you can. Whether you'll be successful or not is a different question. Here we go. Game number 1. Sandbox versus Tyton. Let's go. And similar looks to start things off. Tyton to get this monk down in front, and this is going to be, actually, this is going to be potentially nasty. That is going to be a balloon connection for Tyton. A double drop, in fact. Huge early blow landed by Tyton and Shock-13. Getting past a bird and a hunter. Pretty huge here, but very little elixir now available to defend against that. Tyton has to go real deep to do it. Fisherman underrated in the damage department. You think a fish wouldn't slap a tower made of stone and wood that hard, but who knows? Maybe it's a swordfish. Yeah, I said that out loud. Get over it. That's a good Electro Spirit from Sandbox. Getting in front of those goblins. He's doing a good job battling back here. And it's really good for Tyton that he got that early damage. It's not going to be easy to get more damage after that. And the Monk does not get that last reflection on the bomb tower. A bomb tower reflection would have been potentially devastating there for Tyton. Instead, Monk doesn't do it, but look at just the way Sandbox is clawing back into this. What an interesting balloon. Oh, and the Phoenix doesn't take out the Hunter, doesn't distract the Hunter. Curiouser and curiouser with these loons. 676 to 1373. Tyton getting creative for sure. And Bomb Tower late. Takes the shot. Lightning opens up more. Gonna be one more RG shot. Will there be two more? Not quite. Lightning will do it. Tyton has to go for a big blow here. Can he figure something out? Goes Loon. Goes Miner to try to predict. Does he get enough to get the balloon on tower? Does he get enough? Does he get enough? Snowball in, snowball in, snowball in. Tyton does get enough. And narrowly avoids what should have been a disastrous defeat. That Loon, dude. That Loon. Let's take a look at that. That was crazy. So check this out. RG gets some real serious damage here. This lightning makes it feel like it's all over with that RG shot. Second RG shot does not come in. Only down by 2 elixir right now is Sandbox. But keep in mind, lightning is still a few cards away. He double drops high, but the Miner does get the distraction. And the Phoenix can't keep up. The snowball stops, and kaboom. Wow. Just big wows. Sandbox did get starting handed. Very good point there. Miner was huge. I wouldn't say that's off-meta Loon. That Loon deck gets played pretty consistently, actually. Let's see. Nice Goblin for the Hunter. Yep, exactly. It's an insane push, sure. That was very close indeed. Let's go on to game number 2. Dominik versus Sub. That's why I have balloon. You said you didn't have balloon in your deck. That man's all over the place. And that's a great monk. Oh, never mind. I thought that monk was just going to get the reflection and be done with it, but the monk went in a little bit too deep, and Sub takes easy advantage to get the reflection for the log and King Tower activation. Little slowdown here. And that's, you know that Hog's not going to connect. You're just trying to make Sub do something there. And not going for the reflection on that side. Saving the elixir is Doom in that exchange. Interesting choice. And that's a Hog pull in double duty, forcing out 4 elixir plus countering the Musketeer. And good question for Giovanni. What happens when 2 players are the same place? You still have the same coach. The coach usually sits out. Dominik is really happy with the guard in the situation. The guard's Ice Spirit together make picking up and reacting to miners so nice. But getting past Bomb Tower is not easy. And here's the problem, right? Often when you can't get past Bomb Tower, you just wait and you go for the EQ cycle at the end, but you're up against Miner Poison cycle, which is the bigger problem. I think that Dom needs to get some more reflection from the Monk. Getting through with the Hog is going to be super difficult, if not impossible. Especially with that King Tower activating. Look at how close that got and still nothing. So really, it's figure out how to get Monk reflection damage. That's a great log. Wall breaker's in. Log and reply, but poison does its job. So now it's about getting behind this Monk. He might, I don't know if he goes same lane or opposite lane with the Hog. He goes same lane. That's a great miner from Sub. That miner might win the game. Although this is a good push. This is a really good push here. The reflection in, the Hog in, outcycles the Bomb Tower. That sequence is crazy. And just like that, Dom is in the lead. Wow. That miner to pull back the Monk and expose the Hog was great. But Dom recognized the possible situation there. And now the Hog gets pushed around the Bomb Tower. And Sub can't believe it. Sub cannot believe it. And now he has to just... He can't really do as much minor cycles. He can't get 3-card cycle going. So now he's just trying to do it. And what a win from Dominik. What a win from Dominik. Wow. That was a great win. Let's go ahead and take a look at that sequence. The missed Bomb Tower definitely locked it up for Dom. But here we go. So you'll see... Down right now, with that poison, the gap is significant. Now watch this miner. So Sub does a good job of pulling the Monk back and exposing the Hog Rider. But he pressure Wallbreaker's opposite lane. The EQ comes in, and he just is a little bit late to react here. Because when the guards get eaten up there, the miner comes in high, And he's just, if he hadn't, maybe the wall breakers were, let me go back here for a second, look at those wall breakers again. Because I'm trying to see what the order was. So wall breakers, log, poison. He plays miner here to the left. And then he wall breakers before. Yes, we didn't even play them for cycle. I understand why he played the wall breakers there, and they did create elixir advantage, but they made it so he couldn't cycle back around fast enough to another bomb tower. I believe. Here we go. Game 3, Mugi versus Surgical Goblin. This would be a huge clutch for Surge if he can do it. So maybe the same match in reverse. A little chip damage so far for the 2019 World Champion. Love seeing champion versus champion matchups. Could be Loon because Mugi has the snowball, and it is now that we see the Phoenix. Loon against Bomb Tower, Musky, Ice Spirit. It's not a lot. Not a lot. And opting not to reflect is Mugi here. High Bomb Tower plus Phoenix. And Mugi taking his time. Mugi really taking his time. This is very patient gameplay. Focusing more on the Musketeers than anything else. Snowball here buys some time, and the DPS is sufficient. But now Mugi's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. That's a healthy Musketeer, and Mo's going to... Surt will get something in front of this. He just cycles EQ plus log for the guards, and he'll take the miner down pretty low as well. Surgical Goblin, this is both guys playing very, very patient. Very, very patient. Good Ice Spirit, but the Musketeer goes down anyway. Second Musketeer trying to work against this Loon. Bomb Tower will hold it. That's not quite death damage, I don't think. Oh, it is. Never mind. 23-24. Oh, does not get the shields ripped off of those guards. That's a bit of a problem for Surgical Goblin. Second Musketeer down. Not going to the balloon here. Reflections are in, and this is massive for Mugi. Surgical to go Hog opposite direction. He will prevent the shot, but not the death damage. Hog won't get tower damage, though. And now with the guard, suddenly Mugi's in the lead, 17-17 to 17-61. Triple elixir flowing. And this has been a single lane battle the whole way. No one has gone opposite lane the entire time. Surgical Goblin doesn't even really want to right now because the bomb tower will just shut it down anyway. So he just wants to go here, hoping he can get around the bomb tower. Snowball pushes back. Bomb tower does pick up. That's 2 muskies on the board, though. We might get a Kmart free musk here. It's a possibility. And there we go. Hog down. Monk dead. Ice Spirit to protect. Doesn't do it. The EQ's in, 35 seconds left. Musketeer down, needs another bomb tower for Surgical Goblin. Miner goes to the back and not to the Musketeer here. Getting damage rather than taking the Muskie off the board. Hog Rider now down for Surgical Goblin, 1186. Wants a shot here, does not get the shot, 20 seconds left. 1472 to 1186. This is the last chance opportunity here for Mugi to break through and get the win. Miner will go to the tower for sure for the damage. Does get on the tower, does get some good damage. Will this Hog get anything in? Bomb tower gets picked up. Will that balloon connect? No, it will not. Surgical Goblin clutches set number 1 in an absolute nail-biter against the 2021 World Champion. Woo! Gotta love it. Gotta love it, folks. You gotta love what you just saw there. That was a whole lot of fun. Let me see if I can go ahead and take that last little bit, and we can take a look and run back the final moments here. So here we are, final 22 seconds. Surgical Goblin has a pretty nice little lead. Adds to it with the log. Miner not picked up. Arrows plus Snowball. This Hog not connecting almost saved the game for Mugi. And look at that, bomb and death tower range, death damage range, but not ready. Not ready to do it. And hey, on Twitch, thank you, Selegna, for your party of 6 coming with the raid. Do appreciate that. And folks, those of you who want to see it, well, you can see it again. Because Mohamed Light is up against Sub, and once again, Mohamed Light in the position of having to clutch set number 2. Will Mo do it again? Hard out for Sub. Hard out for Sub. Trying to get the win here. Mohamed Light in a unrestricted dual mode battle. Come on, folks. This will be fun. Wait, SKC's got Mo too. Do people... Yo, you knew? All right, let's look at the chat here for a minute while we wait up for our next match. Let's see. Oh, actually, we're jumping right into our gameplay. Never mind. Forget the chat. Forget your chat, folks. The gameplay was fun, though. I'll tell you that much. So again, keep in mind, Shock-13 does have the set advantage. They'll update the leaderboard here in a minute. So Mo does need to win this best of 3 to send this to the 3rd and final set. Is that the expected result? Absolutely, it's the expected result. Do we always get that in Clash Royale? It's not. Thanks everyone on Twitch. Nice, cool group here. Hope you all enjoy some competitive Clash Royale, and here we go. Unorthodox, but effective. Didn't want to give up the log value to the Goblins. So Mo plays Bomb Tower to defend the Miner, and then Goblins to defend against the Wall Breakers. Again, game intelligence. Not just game knowledge, game intelligence. Yes, this is a non-in-game duel. Correct. This is the duel is the way they're meant to be played, if you will. This is such a battle of figuring out what someone's going to use when. Just trying not to do the same defense over and over again. Trying to change up how you sequence your offense. Probably get a bomb tower here. No. The log comes through, and you can see Mo's like, what? See, look on Mo's face there? That was a fun look. The what look from Mohamed Light. But Sub guessed right there. Nice log, and that gives him a big lead here in game 1. Mo's going to eat this minor damage. He's not happy about that at all. Just kind of a little smile here. Bomb tower, he knows log's back in cycle. How come Goblin Hunt and Tornado are banned every time? Because they're annoying. Especially Goblin Hunt. Mo goes to the safe spot. Sub attempting the pickup here. Interesting. Goes for minor. He goes minor for minor. Not what I expected. Mo's gonna log this. He should be fine. Yes, he is 615 still. And that's a great set of goblins there to protect his musketeer. Solid play by Mohamed Light. Gets the wrong guess here against that minor. Gonna have to bomb tower, and he does. 419 to 1363. Sub put on a good game here. Sub playing a very good game. And part of this is the goblins versus the guards in a log match where you have log. That difference is so massive. This should be game 1 for Sub, and it is. And Mo was like, oh, I almost got you there. Almost got you there. Goblins versus guards. Huge impact on that matchup. So let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. I thought this replay was funny more than anything else. As we go back and look at, again, notice that guards can't be logged off, goblins can, and you're going to see in the next push, I don't think, rare shot of Mo getting outplayed, I don't think this is a 50-50. I think the guards versus goblins makes this not a 50-50, in my opinion. Much like we saw in the hog matches. So here we go. He plays goblins here. Goblins get predicted off with the log. He tries to get the log back in time. You see Mo kind of like, wait, what? How did those hit? But the big difference, and you'll even see this if we look on the right-hand side, because I believe that Mo plays a wall breakers push to the right. So you notice how Mo's using log on defense here rather than on offense, because they don't have as much value on offense because of the guards. Player home saying it's 50 to get cycle speed for protection. Yeah, I disagree, because when you see that, at least when you see this match in hog versus hog, the hog with guards wins almost every time. I rarely see the player with goblins in these matchups. I rarely see the player with goblins get the win. So overtime isn't really be hitting hard though. Yeah, I feel you on that. But I think in this play, that's one Sub the game he got played. No, and Sub played a phenomenal game. No questions asked. Sub definitely played a phenomenal game. And now we go on to game number 2 here. Let's see. Someone else asked a question about the bans. Goblins. What about goblins? Great game. Yeah. Molite fell off. Hilarious. Is CRL Finals going to be in-game duel mode? World Finals, I believe, is going to be non-in-game duels. Can I explain the possible bans and all this? During sets 1 and sets 3, each team can choose to ban up to 2 troops, a spell, and a building. That will be global bans that no one can play. Paul Wang asking, is guards better than this deck? It is in the mirror matchup. So Hoggy Q here for sub in game 2. White Fang, are you good friends with Molay? We're friends. I mean, we don't hang out, but we get on really well. He's a nice guy. I like him. Smart. Humble. Bridge spam from Mo here. Very interesting. I guess thinking Bomb Tower is out, he felt like this was a good chance for bridge spam, but he's probably running into Inferno Tower then. Inferno Tower Snowball. This might be... Guys, Sub might win this. Sub is playing Hoggy Q, most likely Inferno Tower Snowball against Ram Rider Bridge Spam. Good connection. Oh, Mortar. And what was that Mortar? Oh, what a misclick from Sub. What a brutal misclick. What a brutal, brutal misclick here. And now Mo's going to get some free damage. Wow. It's so hard for Mo to counter Hogs in this matchup. He's going to give up shots a lot of the time. It's a good reflection. God, I don't know. I don't see this matchup very often. So far, Mo doing a great job with it. The Rage prevents placing moves like a giant skeleton on one time. Oh, interesting. And Sub just sitting back on the mortar here. Fireball in. And that Lumberjack's gonna do some real damage. Oh boy, oh boy. Sub in trouble. He doesn't like it at all. GG. Here we go, game 3 coming. Game 3 coming, folks. And Magic Archer, hard to kill without log. Yeah, that Magic Archer, when you're playing against, when it's Snowball EQ, great point. That Magic Archer is a problem. Lapel saying this is bridge spam matchup. I thought that he was going to be playing Inferno Tower, not Mortar. Let's see. It's a good commentary voice. Thank you. Been doing this for a long time. What's your most hated card? Probably Barb Hut. Why is Sub wearing Calalas t-shirt? Because he plays for Calalas, even though he's on Shock-13 for this game. Which, is Shock-13 also like another Calalas sub team? I actually don't even know. I think it's a different team. But yeah, he's signed by Calalas. Sub turn on friendly fighter. That's funny. Where's your commentary partner? No partner today. Great duel so far. Fight for the win. Fascinating duel so far. Shock-13 is a sub team. Okay, man. Shock Calalas. It's, dude, that guy, whoever that guy is, he's spending a lot of money. This matchup is better than usual for Mo because he has Monk for Archer Queen and Log's essential in this matchup for Magic Archer. Fair enough. Good point. Yeah, the Monk is big. Monk is big. Brighton pointed out can't kill Magic Archers. Yep. Let's see. So game number 1. So Minor Poison out for both players. Bomb Tower out for both players. Fireball out. I mean, like, the predictable play here is that Mo runs E-Giant, which makes me think he's not going to do it. Mortar is out. Log is out. Mighty Miner is out. Bomb Tower is out. Muskie is out. Man, I mean, E-Giant is, and he doesn't have, he could also run, Mo might also run Royal Giant with Giant Skeleton. But I got to imagine, people are saying Mo will run E-Giant 100%. I got to imagine that they're not going to go that predictable here. And there we go. Not going that predictable. Oh, maybe they are. Is Mo going Golem instead? Does E-Giant run? Does E-Giant run? Is there any E-Giant deck that runs Cage? I guess the most popular ones don't, but I guess it's E-Giant. And pigs for sub here. No Golem decks run Bomber anymore. That's a good point. I'm just surprised that Mo's running E-Giant here. I really thought he would do something different, just because E-Giant is 100% the pick. It's the most obvious pick, and I thought they would try to not go for the most obvious. So Mirror Pigs versus a outdated E-Giant deck. Fire Spirit's super weak. Bomb Tower, Bomber not there, goes for the NATO to activate King, will take some decent damage. King up, Sub with a really nice start here. And Live to Snipe, who is living up to his name here, I guess he went Fire Spirit to predict pigs. Very aggressive E-Giant push to that left-hand lane, and this is what Mo's great at. And what a NATO! King Tower activation is going to be potentially an issue. King Tower is going to help a lot against those E-Giants. I don't think he wanted that King Tower activated, but he really wanted to get that. He wanted to. It was King Tower activation either way. So he figured, hey, let's get the Fisherman over out of here and get damage in first and foremost. But King Tower activation will certainly be helpful for Sub when he pulls these E-Giants to the middle. No building, but fish bullets. Another great NATO out of Mohamed Light. E-Giant will get on tower, and the arrows clean up the Bomber for Sub. He eats a lot, but he's giving his own in kind. Keep an eye on that bottom right-hand side of the screen, folks. Sub has put some real damage over there. And there he goes, Mirror Pigs. And a Lightning to clean up the Mirror Pigs. Takes 3 out. Gives up a little bit of damage there. But that's 6 for 6. That's a fine play. Lead, though, for Sub. Now dual lane pressure with 3 massive swings from that Royal Ghost. NATO, and does not go to the Fish Boy. Mo pulling out all the stops here. Fisherman not pulling the Golden Knight. Dual lane pressure is real right now. Mo might have the defensive E-Giant. Goes Fire Spirit to the right. Bomber to clean. And Sub's putting the pressure on. Pedal to the metal right now for Sub. He knows that he right now can take, I know it's a smaller tournament, guys. I know that there's only, I think, a $7,000 prize pool in this split. It's a whole team event. But people will be talking about it if Sub can take this win here and take a BO3 off of Mohamed Light in unrestricted duels, and more importantly, stop what Calalas has been doing all year so far, which is making super teams and just dominate. Mo with the lead, 950 to 1342, 14 seconds left. Pigs in. Mirror Pigs into the same lane here. Arrows trying to clear. Pigs on the tower. And the reign of terror of Calalas has come to an end. The super teams no longer carrying the day, and Shock-13 wins the first split of GKR. GG, well played. Big wows. Big GGs. What a great turn here for Shock-13. Furkan, Tyton, Sub, Pedro, Surgical Goblin, Betfas. Was a good team all season. Sub had a great season. And there you have it. Number one, Shock-13 takes down $2,500, the top of the prize pool. SK Calalas will have to settle for $1,500. And that is your championship. I mean, there is a best of 3 win over Mohamed Light in non-restricted duels. That's pretty big. I'm telling you. And this is one of those things, right? And I'm not gonna flame anybody for it because I know Jebas knows the game better than I do, and so does Mo, both by quite a lot. But if I'm predicting E-Giant there, Sub has to be predicting it too. I don't know what the other options are, though. I'm sure Jebas can break it down and go like, hey, here are the 10 reasons why E-Giant was the right call there. But, man, it feels like E-Giant was a predictable call there. And Sub got it done. Rough matchup situation there. Either way, congratulations. Big congratulations to Shock-13, to Sub, and everyone on that team. The Super Team finally fell in a championship. Super Team finally fell. We've seen it happen, folks. We've seen it happen. That's what everyone wanted to see. Hey, this was a blast, folks. I have more things I'm going to do today. So if you're on Twitch, stick around for a few minutes so that we can go find someone cool to raid. If you're on YouTube, this has been a blast. I've really enjoyed casting GKR. We'll be back with the next split of this as well. This is a really fun competition. They keep getting better and better with it. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. There's more competitive Clash Royale here all the time. We do this kind of thing regularly. I have great guests on to co-cast with me. I have pros, I have coaches come here and join me, give their insight as well. We do some fun BO5, some fun BO3s, these live events, everything right here on this channel. So for those of you who are watching on YouTube, it's been a blast, but it's time for me to bid adieu. Those of you on Twitch, stick around. As always, everybody, be excellent to each other, and party on, dude. Peace. All right, Twitch.